What is up, everyone? My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music as a musician myself. The return of Final Fantasy XIV, Susano's theme. Susano. It's going to be a 3-phase, and the songs within are Revelation, Riot, and At Both Ends. This is requested by Kai de Lucinda on Patreon. Thank you. The channel is Mecha D. Well, the only thing I really have to say is, it's a long one. It's 11 minutes, and I'm going to hear 3 phases. But also, I don't recognize any of these names. Usually when it comes to 14 stuff, I get a, bunch of people requesting a certain song or something. This is the only request for the song. And I don't know. I guess I find that kind of weird when it comes to 14. Usually it comes in numbers, but this was requested a long time ago, by the way. Like a long time ago, so I don't know if this viewer is still here. But this is requested pretty much when I first started doing 14 stuff. So just to give you an idea of when it was requested. Anyways, let's check it out. Susano. Do not know who the composer is, but I can take a guess. What does it say right here? Yeah, whatever. Let's go. Alright, so far so good. This must be Revelation. Alright, let's get comfortable. It's already way different from like any other 14 song I've heard. That's crazy. That's something I would not expect to be saying right now. I'm watching the fight on the screen. So we see like a little bit of a nature setting. Ooh. Japanese setting? Second song I hear today with woodblock in it. What are the odds? I would never guess this is 14 at all. If I heard it blind without visuals. Bagpipes? I love that sound. I love that sound. It looks so hard to play too. Changing phase soon. Yeah, definitely very much a build-up. Not really doing much here. Repetitive. This is Revelation, I'm guessing. Ooh, same melody. Okay, we pissed him off. They are now a sea creature. Sky has gone gloomy. Oh, that is cool. That light motif? Whole different genre. Oh, that's gonna get stuck in my head. Oh, there's a trill in there. Those little... Is that a sword? Jeez. Also kind of repetitive. But it seems kind of like a short section because we're about to move on. Here it comes. At both ends. That's sick. That's sick. We went from like dusk to dawn kind of thing. It's gonna stay in this phase for the rest of the song, so let's see how much it changes. There's two trills. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Snare. There's a lot of intensity in this. Oh. Finally a new, no, it's still pretty much the same thing. Higher octave. Man. That orchestra in the back is going crazy. The percussion has been consistently good throughout all three of them. Oh man, that's sick. With the hand percussion. Oh, we got some chromatic notes. Chromatic notes are notes right next to each other. Does it like that? Tension. I think that was a loop. I wish that little part went on longer, but oh well. It's cool. Percussion's so sick. The good thing about hearing repetitive melodies is you can focus on other stuff easily. Or the background. It's very easy to get distracted by the lead. Same thing, but we go up an octave. Got a couple more loops of this. Definitely repetitive, but there's a reason why. I wish they expanded on this. This is so cool. Damn, dude. So short. See if I can pick out anything else on this loop. Any new sounds. There's like a little triangle on the speaker. It's very low. It took one melody and found many ways to play it with different sounds. Pretty cool. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so then we have the, and then the higher octave, same melody, but it goes up. Boss fight's still going. It just sounds like that. Okay. Let's find a good spot. What was that one sword? Yeah, what the hell? That thing is crazy looking. Hold on, I need a good pause. Too much action on the screen. Yeah, let's keep it there. Jeez. Okay. So, quite a bit to say here. 3 songs, Revelation Right and At Both Ends. First things first, I'm going to address what I said earlier. Right before I clicked play, I'm like, this has not been requested very much. This is the only request. I see why. It is repetitive. And maybe not the first thing you think of when you think of 14. For example, let's try an experiment right now. Clear your minds, all right? Okay. Quick, without thinking about it. What is the first song you think of when you think of Final Fantasy XIV? Go. Okay. It's definitely not this song. That's what I'm trying to say. Maybe it's the first song you heard. But what I'm saying is that it's not a song about like staying power or iconic status. It is just kind of serving its purpose there, and it does it well. So it is not a. I have the feeling that it's just a song that many people probably heard once or twice and then just never heard it again. Maybe. I don't know if you revisit stuff in this game. I don't know anything about this game 2 years later, but it's probably one of the songs that maybe you got tired of, per se. Maybe it's a hard boss. You know, there's a lot of things that can factor into it. But being repetitive is not necessarily like a bad thing. Far from it, actually. You know, as a musician, I like to kind of dissect things, you know, like to hear what's going on in this speaker. Is it isolated? Is it panned? Is it, you know, is there something over here? So when I hear something over and over and over, instead of like, okay, you know, what's next? It's given me opportunities to dive into it a little more and appreciate it more and just kind of hear what's going on. But there is very much a consistent sound to this, I'm guessing this boss. And two things were totally consistent, and that is the main melody that we all know by now. Very catchy, by the way. That was persistent in all three. And the percussion. The percussion changed in all three of them, but they were all very good. And they stuck out. They stuck out as much as the melody. They kept doing, snare rolls and, a lot of marching type stuff. Very warlike sounds. Very fitting for like a big boss like this. So the first one, which I'm guessing is Revelation, had a reminded me more of like kind of traditional Japan, very like ninja sounds, and I kept like envisioning like cherry blossoms and stuff. And the setting was kind of like that too. And it was, I believe, like it was in the like morning time. Pretty much I went from like morning to, well, darker. Not necessarily night, but did it go to nighttime? I don't remember. Either way, it definitely like changed throughout the whole thing. And that was kind of cool because I was going with the music as well. Like say it sounded like morning at first, then it kind of got into this like darker type of night thing. The second phase, which is very, very tiny, it felt like a just in between type thing. I doubt it plays longer than a couple seconds. In this one, it was like just under 2 minutes. Same thing, leitmotif, more orchestral, but also kind of building that energy. And I'm trying to think if there's been any other. I haven't heard many 14 songs like all the way through. Like I've heard pieces of phases, stuff like that, but very rarely have I heard like a whole boss in one take or something like that. You know what I mean? It's usually like individual songs. And the ones that I have done, which I can't remember at the top of my head, there's been more variety. Like it'll be like one song and then it'll change over here, then it'll go over there. This one was like a consistent dun da 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 da. So in that regard, it was unique. It just didn't really change at all. It was very much like this is the melody to this character. And then by the time I got to the third one, which is At Both Ends, cool name by the way. Percussion again, really showing itself and how cool it is. There was that end of the loop I really enjoyed where it's got that what's it called, the shamisen and the hand percussion, but it was like so short. I wish they kind of messed with that a little bit. But in the third one, they take that same melody, but they play it in different spots. They do different keyboard patches, and then they go up an octave. So they keep it interesting, you know what I mean? It's not just the same sound over and over. It's the same melody, but it's not the same sound over and over. So overall, that's why I think it's like not as popular. It could be pretty redundant, I could imagine. Now, I just heard the song. I'm sure it's a lot more engaging, obviously, like every other song in this game, when you have the sounds of everything going on, all the whatever. I still have yet to hear a single sound effect from this game, which is so crazy to me. And yeah, that's pretty much that. There was something else I was going to say, and I'm kind of drawing a blank as to what it was because I didn't write it down. I think it had something to do with the main melody, since obviously that was the main focus of the song. Oh, it wasn't a big deal. I was going to mention that it had that little legato section in it. So at least they kept it kind of interesting. Instead of like if they went the basic route, it could have just been like da 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 da. They added two little sections of legato, which are or trills that are just really quick notes. So it was do 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 do. Little things like that. You know, kind of keep it interesting, and the things like I'll pick up on. But all I can say is that a couple things. One, that's going to be stuck in my head all day. Two, even though it's repetitive, it doesn't sound like anything from 14. I've been saying that lately, which is weird. It's really weird. I never thought I would be saying that 2 years later. But really, anything I've heard from 14 does not sound like that. That sounded, you know what that sounded like? And I mean this in a nice way. And I think it's understandable. It sounds like filler music. It didn't sound like a whole lot of thought went into that. I feel like that could have been made in less than a day. Just sort of like, hey, we need something here type of thing. And again, it's not a bad thing. It's just this game has a billion songs. Not everything is going to have, months and months of work on it. That's just my theory. But what you have to understand is I've heard so many of these songs that in order to keep it fresh, I need stuff like this, So for person A, they'll hear repetitive songs, whatever. Whereas I'm over here like, damn, that's another sound from 14 I never expected. And so it's like, it's cool. It's cool that it's like refreshing still in some weird way, even though it was very repetitive. But again, as I've proven, repetitive doesn't necessarily mean bad. It's just, maybe it's just a musician in me. I don't know. Maybe for people that don't play instruments and don't compose, maybe you just hear the same thing over and over and over. Let me know your opinion on that, because I'm definitely curious about that. Anyways, please let me know who the composer is. I do not know. I can assume, but I honestly don't know. Sometimes I'll say something and it's like, oh, actually, no, it's, blank. So let me know who it is, and let me know how the boss is, et cetera, whatever you guys want to let me know. But that is Susano, and that was cool. That's really gonna get stuck in my head though, like no question about it. Really like the last phase. Last phase was my favorite at both ends. Cool. Thank you to Kai de Lucinda and to everyone that you see here. Thanks to you for watching, and especially the 14 fans who have been watching these for 2 years. That's such a crazy number to say. But anyways, my name is Jesse in the auditorium. It's always been fun. Peace.